Tonight, more unusual developments in the Delphi murders case.
Attorneys for the suspect, Richard Allen, tonight are asking the Indiana Supreme Court to step in. Our senior investigative reporter, Bob Siegel, broke the news today at noon, and he joins us tonight.
So, Bob, why is the state's highest court getting involved now?
Well, Richard Allen's attorneys say that the special judge appointed to the case has not been following the rules, and they want the Supreme Court to intervene and change that. And it all comes at a time when Richard Allen's defense appears to be in utter chaos. You might remember last week, Judge Frances Gall appointed two brand new attorneys to take over as Richard Allen's public defenders. That after she announced Allen's original public defenders had stepped down. But those original attorneys are fighting back, claiming the judge forced them to withdraw against their will. And in the process, she ordered all of the defense attorneys' recent court filings to be struck from the official court record. Today, an entirely different group of attorneys representing Richard Allen filed this court document, asking the Supreme Court to essentially rule that the judge acted inappropriately by removing the attorney's court filings and by not allowing the public to access more than 100 other court records in the Delphi case. The new filing says at virtually every turn, the access to court records rules and most recently the Indiana trial rules have been violated, and the public and the media have been left in the dark. Allen's attorneys go on to argue the trial court has a clear and absolute duty to follow the Supreme Court's mandates, ensuring public access to court records, but it has failed to perform that duty repeatedly. The Supreme Court is now being asked to restore all of the records in the case, and a longtime defense attorney told me today the court should really take a time out while this issue is being addressed.
And what we have to keep in mind, at every stage of these proceedings, these defense attorneys have an obligation to protect Richard Allen's record, because if he is convicted, he has a right to an appeal, and a higher court is going to come and review all of these actions. And so I think that it would be prudent upon everyone involved to request to hit the brakes, which is what these defense attorneys have requested, and it would be prudent on this court to say, okay, I need to take a moment and just sort of pause everything before we go further.
But there is no indication the judge will pause the proceedings as Richard Allen faces a trial for allegedly murdering Abby Williams and Libby German. Another hearing for Richard Allen is set for tomorrow morning in Delphi. And we fully expect there could be multiple sets of defense teams in court to represent Richard Allen tomorrow. The original team that the judge no longer recognizes and the new defense team the judge just appointed last week. So should be interesting to see what happens in court in the morning.
For sure. All of these developments, just wild, it seems, Bob. Yeah. So today's filing actually asking the Supreme Court to intervene. How unusual is that?
Well, it is at this point, it is very unusual. You know, the new documents filed today are full of information that the attorneys hope will convince the Supreme Court to take action. And there is also new information, including a letter we haven't seen before from Richard Allen and some emails back and forth about the leak of crime scene photos that we've heard about. We're going to tell you more about those coming up tonight at 6.
All right. We'll see you then. Bob, yes. Thanks for coverage.
Sure.
And we've got complete coverage for you online at these new court documents that have been filed today. You can scan this QR code. It'll take you right to WTHR.com/Delphi.